This episode is proudly supported by Pepe Sayer Australian Cultured Butter.
At Pepe Sayer, we focus on quality. So if someone comes into your restaurant and they see you're using Pepe Sayer, they know immediately that that is a quality product you've got in front of you on the table. And that comes from a decade of just doing quality butter day after day.
For more information, go to pepesayer.com.au.
This week on Fiahtales Seafood Podcast, we're bringing you a postcard from a fishing port in the north of Italy. Santa Margherita Ligure is one of the best known and most renowned tourist resorts in all of Liguria. It's a coastal town located in a protected bay in one of the most beautiful stretches of the coastline, often referred to as the Italian Riviera. Santa, as the locals refer to it, is a Ligurian fishing village turned coastal resort, and is located on perhaps the most famous stretch of the Riviera. With chic Portofino a short stroll to the south and buzzy Rapallo to the north, the port of Santa Margherita is both a hub of water-based tourism and a small yet important commercial fishing fleet. While many of Santa Margherita's fishing dynasties have made the move into tourism, life on the water remains uppermost in the Sangha Margherita consciousness. Out in the Gulf of Tequello, on which Santa Margherita sits, super yachts slink into view. The nearby National Park of Portofino and the Marine Reserve of Portofino also ensure wonderful biodiversity above and below the undulating shimmer of the Ligurian Sea. Santa Margherita is known, above all else, for its red prawns. Succulent and sizable, with colours ranging from sunrise pink to a bluey violet, you'll find them barbecued, tossed in linguine, or ultimately just served raw on pretty much every good menu in Liguria. The darker the shrimp, the more delicious. And it's up to you whether you suck the shrimp head in the Italian fashion. Nearly 200 tonnes of this incredibly special prawn are caught off the coast of Liguria every year. And despite being one of the most highly sought after local seafoods for the high-end restaurants of Milan, Rome and Venice, much of the catch ends up in the local villages' waterfront restaurants. The red prawn fishery itself is unique as the prawns they catch. A dayboat fishery that these days comprises of around 10 to 15 working vessels, the fishermen head out around 5 a.m, chasing the prized species of red prawn, known officially as the Artisis anenatatus. The main catching season spans from July to December, when the prawns can be found in large swarms on the seabed at about 200 to 1,000 metres in depth. It's the afternoon now, about 4:45, and I'm standing opposite the Mercato del Pesca, the fish market, where there is a gathering crowd of local chefs, restaurateurs and fishmongers. The first few fishing boats have started to pull into port, with fishermen and deckhands unloading their fresh catch, mostly in traditional wooden crates and well-used foam boxes, into small dinghies which they are rowing from their moorings back to the marina here at the wharf. There's a real sense of excitement as the boxes are unloaded, packed onto trolleys which are pushed across the street into the market for immediate sale. The sale process itself is a little tricky to understand. It seems part auction, part allocation, part begging. I've asked local chef Roberto Marcelli of local restaurant La Cambusa to explain the process to me, and he's just shrugged and said something along the lines of, first in, best dressed. Along with the revered red prawn, which are in a massive range of sizes from what I'd call a U3 or 4, maybe 5 to the kilo, to much smaller ones that I'd call probably a 20-30 grade or sort of 60 to 70 pieces to the kilo. The range of colours are as mixed from an almost nuclear red to purple, blue, light rose, orange and even almost white pink. There's also beautiful scampi, octopus, anchovies, cuttlefish, a few large sea bass and gilt-headed bream, and big-eyed scorpionfish, also stacked into wooden crates. I'm told that whatever isn't taken by the chefs and fishmongers, the general public can buy. There is a fantastic fishmonger next door to the market, which seems to be an easier option. The red prawn is absolutely revered in this region. It's on pretty much every menu, and whilst offered pasta, grilled or roasted, the most common preparation, as I said before, is raw. The meat is opaque white with a creamy texture, incredible sweetness, which gives way to a long, deep and lasting umami aftertaste. For Ligurians, the meaty abdomen of the red prawn is not considered to be the best part. They love the head. As I said before, sucking the brains out and the liver out of the head after eating the tail is part of the exercise here in Liguria. It's now been about an hour and it seems that all the boats are in and pretty much all the catch has been unloaded and sold. I'm pretty much starving, but I've just run into Sydney fishmonger Frank Theodore from Get Fish. Let's have a word to see what he thinks of this market as well. What are you doing here?
John, I'm following you, mate. Following the sun, following the heat. How great is this?
Now, we've just seen the fishermen arrive with the red prawns. Tell us about that.
Oh, John, well, as you saw, mate, I scammed a couple of prawns from the fishermen. Managed to talk my way through getting a couple of prawns to try, and how amazing. I mean, the butterness, the sweetness, the creaminess in that prawn, perfect salinity, mate. There's no chef who could do anything to that prawn to improve it.
It's pretty extraordinary, isn't it? So
sure is.
We're looking at a small fleet here. They're sort of 8 to 12 metre vessels, and we just saw the guys row a boat in with, 8 boxes?
8 boxes of red prawn. It was just like, poor weather. I mean, as you could see, it's a little bit choppy at sea. Nice and calm here in the harbour, but as they say, only one boat went out. Tomorrow's a better day, according to our fisherman friend.
So, mate, tell us about your experiences with seafood here in the north of Italy.
Oh, look, I've been many years pre me being here. It's probably a good 15 years ago, and the blasted memory is the pasta with vongole. Can't go past that. So look, I've been here for a few days and I've already had it, I think, 3 times. It's amazing. Like the clams here, there's another level of sweetness to them. We had an amazing lunch yesterday with some of the best fish I've eaten anywhere. Everything done simple. Just grilled, the fried, the babunya, the mackerel, the anchovies, the sardines. It was just, mate, the calamari. Oh, just to die for.
And it's all local. It's just out of these small
fishermen. All caught there. Like, look, there's 5 or 6 boats, local boats. Go out daily, come back with a small catch. It's just, you've seen what happens just now. Little frantic little market going on, and it's all over. It's into the restaurants for tonight's dinner.
Inspiring for a fishmonger?
Oh, absolutely, John. I mean, look, this is, you'd come back, you'd fly from Australia just to witness what we've just experienced here today. Alone. Brilliant.
Brilliant. This is Fiahtales, a seafood podcast. A Deep in the Weeds production. I'm John Susman. Follow us on Instagram at Fiahtales Seafood Podcast, or email us at fishtalespodcast@deepintheweeds.com.au. Stay tuned for more tales from beneath the surface of the seafood world every Friday on your podcast app.